Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had to take an extended break because my voice is shot, LoveDi died, and we had to find a replacement 2 teams because both died of exhaustion. But we made it work. We're back. Champion sites for Game 3 is exciting.
Yeah, exciting to say the least. I hope we get to continue the trend from Game 2. Baron steals, AP Groggus, mid Annie, good old Master Yi in the jungle as well. It's like we flipped back 4 or 5 seasons to maybe even a little bit more than that. Pick our composition.
I don't think that's ever been a competitive meta pick, like that lineup. That's never been a competitive pick, but it's definitely been in a solo queue near you.
You obviously haven't been following the Season 2 South African scene then, if you're going to say that.
There wasn't even servers. These servers back in Season 2.
That's what made the competition so crazy.
Back in the Season 2, there was the EU West server, the EU North or Nordic. What did NE stand for? I don't remember. Server. The
Northeast?
Yeah, it was like EU Northeast or something server. The NA server. There wasn't even a Latin America server yet. That came out like Season 3 or 4. So we had like 4 servers across all the world for League of Legends in Season 2.
So we can see here, they have used their 2 bans in the first rotation this time instead of kind of measuring them out like they did in the first game. Both Zilean and Fiora being banned away like Game 2. Lucian first picked as well. Could potentially flex that into 3, maybe 4 lanes if Amazing is feeling really adventurous this game. Warwick has been locked in return. Blind.
Yeah, so the solution pick worked out very well for Lux last game. They're going to probably hand that over once again. But the Lux pick signals to me that they want to go with a hyper carry AD carry. So that I'm thinking they want to see a Tristana. I'm thinking they want to see a Twitch. Or a... If they pick Jhin, I'm going to tilt. Because that's just not what you pick with the Lux.
You know, I'm a little bit tilted already just by the fact that we have to call one person on one team Lux and the other one Leona. Of course, we could always call one Bay, but the other one, I don't know if there's much of an alternative.
Lump. We'll just call him Lump.
Lump. Sounds fantastic. Alright, back into the actual rotations of Champion Select. Annie's been blind picked again. We're going to see the Annie once more. LS is currently crying tears of joy. The Lulu was locked in. The Bard was locked in again. We're going to get a lot of the same team composition from Sparks Plugs again. You should probably swap that on the screen.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm like, something's wrong here.
And at the same time, we're going to have Ziggs locked in for the mid lane. Corrin has decided, well, you know, I'm really going to stop trying to deal with this Annie. I'm just going to clear waves, and I don't even care. You can't hit me with tippers if I'm 2 towers away.
Well, this was kind of one of the picks I was expecting earlier this series, like Game 1, actually, when they decided to pick the Lucian instead. Because this is a champion that Corrin gets a lot. You know, Zilean's usually banned, so we see a lot of Ziggs. We see Xerath. We see stuff like that. So to see the Lucian come out and be such an aggressive pick that just doesn't fit the typical playstyle, I was actually really surprised. But now, you know, they tried the Talia, it didn't work, so they go to the Ziggs, which is next down on that champ pool list, and we're going to hopefully see a better showing there, because the Talia just didn't really do a whole lot.
Right, we didn't see the Weaver's Wall really utilized effectively for the most part. There was one bottom lane gank that it really made a difference in, but besides that, wasn't really utilized as well. So if you're going to be picking the Talia, you're not going to really be roaming with it. You may as well pick the Ziggs, have safer wave clear, have good tower pushing with it. Yeah. We can see that Master Yi and Gragas have both been banned away second rotation.
So we can't
realize Sparks Plugs are using the exact same composition as last game. They're not going to have any of it. They don't want to deal with that composition again. They don't want to be brought down to the Clown Fiesta level and beaten with experience. Instead, they're going to try something a little bit different this game. Definitely more conservative overall. The Ziggs and the Lulu means they're not going to be nearly as aggressive. They're going to be kiting back, clearing waves, staying at a distance. The Warwick doesn't exactly fit into that plan, but may be a comfort pick for Rusty specifically.
It could be top lane Warwick. We saw that last week.
Ooh, okay.
That is an 80 carry Ziggs.
Oh, God.
And I'm tilted.
Picking the Ziggs Lulu. I actually...
That's a bad lane.
You specifically pick Ziggs. Right. Ziggs Lulu, not a lot of synergy. Ziggs isn't exactly going to get a lot of auto attacks off. But what it does provide is not only safety and wave clear, really effective wave clear, because Lulu can also thin out the wave a little bit herself with her Q. But what it does provide is it's enough safety to where Lucian Bard cannot really push up. You pick the Ziggs into lanes that you know can't take advantage of the lack of wave clear because they just don't have enough of it. Lack of wave clear specifically for the other side. Ziggs is going to shove up the wave. Lucian is going to have to be farming up under tower. If he wants to try and keep up with that... Wait a minute. Hold on. I was talking about the old... What's going on?
I think these are legitimate picks. I honestly think that the Amumu Mordekaiser are legitimate picks. Mordekaiser has seen competitive play. Amumu very strong
Mordekaiser
currently.
hasn't seen... What? I mean, like, wasn't that bot lane? Was this a top lane Mord we saw?
Yeah. Yeah,
really?
Mordekaiser's, he was played yesterday.
Who played that? Oh my god.
It was yesterday in... I watched it, but it was right after I woke up.
Right.
It was the first series... Yeah, it must have been because it was the first series yesterday, which was...
It was Kikis, yeah.
Monkeys
Kikis played
versus
top Mordekaiser. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And it smashed. It dominated that game.
We legitimately have Mordekaiser, Amumu, Annie. This is unprecedented. This is the composition they came up with. I mean...
So the issue is, Mordekaiser actually got kind of counterpicked by the Darius. You know, Horseman did very well on the pick last game. It just kind of got beaten up by the AP Gragas. But Mordekaiser has a very tough laning phase and zero movement abilities, so he can't exactly body slam in or out.
But what he does have is... unfortunately, I am pretty good friends with somebody who's in the top 100 Mordekaisers in the world. No, he's not Brazilian, before you wonder.
Wait.
But I know he loves specifically the Darius matchup, because the Darius will unwittingly grab the Mordekaiser in for those 1v1s, and somehow, some way, I haven't seen it very often, the Mordekaiser wins that 1v1 in the all-in. Don't ask me how, I'm not quite sure how. I think it has something to do with the way W interaction works and how much damage and healing you get for it. But regardless, this may have been a legitimate Darius counterpick. It may be a little bit of trolling going on, I'm not entirely sure. But overall, it's not the worst pick in the world. It's not like he's playing it into Kennen or Gnar. Amumu as well. Amumu Annie. Now this is something real traditional. This is like old school solo queue wombo combo potential, especially with the tempered fate potential from the Bard. You can pick off targets, Syndra and Ziggs. There's really nobody with a real dash on the side of Squid's wards. Warwick could use his ultimate to escape, but basically you get caught by that tempered fate, you're going to get womboed hard. You're going to get wrecked with a ton of CC, a ton of upfront damage, and that's something that needs to be kept in the back of Squid's Ward's minds as we load up into this game. Some more things to talk about. Syndra, like I mentioned, game 1 with Ahri being banned away, Echo not exactly the most popular mid laner right now. Syndra gets to reign supreme as the lane bully in the mid lane when Lucian isn't around. And going to be interesting to see how Annie manages to deal with that. Syndra's got, of course, the range advantage. She has the advantage. Not a lot of people talk about this, but she's got something very specific to her kit. We see it in things like Hecarim's Q as well, but her cast times don't stop her mobility. You can keep moving while she's casting all 4 of her abilities, and that's something that she can definitely take advantage of She can kite around, kind of like how Orianna is as well, but she can kite around and really make use of that range advantage and that mobility advantage she'll have in the 1v1. So, going to see if Annie can keep up with that, try and survive that lane, maybe even overcome that disadvantage. And the top lane, of course, they're going to be smacking on each other constantly. I want to see who wins that out.
I honestly don't know what to think of this game. We are going to be loading onto the Rifts very shortly, and I don't know what to expect. There's so many things wrong with this game, and they're gonna work because that's what they do. Every time you get trolled in solo queue, it usually works. The amount of times I've lost or won with stupid garbage like Pantheon support is unheard of. Like, stuff like this works, and it works for a reason, because the enemy team just simply does not expect it. Who on Squidward's was expecting to run into a Mordekaiser top? He's even got the right skin on. So,
man, they both have Storm Raiders. They are going to be clobbering each other in this top lane. I am so excited to see how this works out. Amumu went Thunderlords. He wants a little bit more damage as well. We see Ziggs has opted for the Thunderlords for more of the burst instead of the Deathfire touch poke.
And we got a Fervor Warwick. And Fervor Lucian, which works. It's not bad.
Yeah. No, Fervor Lucian is definitely the standard. You're not supposed to go Warlords.
There's just a reason that Warlord carries are in right now, because it is a stronger keystone just overall. But it's something that you wouldn't pick for Lucian just because it's a different build style.
Right. We're going to be loading into the Rift now. And for all of you who are interactive in Twitch chat, on the Discord, on all kinds of social media that Ascension likes to put out, tell us right now, if you please, who's going to win this match? Is Sparks Plugs going to make the reverse sweep comeback with their dartboard composition where they just cover their eyes, throw the dart, and hope for the best? Or are we going to see Squid's wards make the comeback, trying to pop off once again on this Darius top, pull a full Cloud9 at Worlds? 2 balls.
Wait, what?
What, you wanted some Rivington?
My brain is so fried right now. I'm struggling, man. That last game took a lot out of me, and I fully expect this game to be very similar.
I'm telling you, man, if we need to do the role swap like they did the role swap, we can do it.
I think I'll be fine, but we'll have to wait and see, because there's a lot that can happen in these team fights. We have Bandage Toss, Curse of the Sad Mummy. We have... what is Mordekaiser's ultimate name? It's like To the Grave.
Something interesting to point out in the meantime. Glitterlance has been taken level 1 for the Lulu. She wants to be going for that level 1 wave push. That's why you do that. Most of the time you do see the Lulus take the E since her changes. The E is much stronger, right? But what the Q provides is that AoE wave clear. You manage to get a little bit of poke damage onto that wave level 1, and that's what they want to be doing this whole lane. They want to be shoving that in constantly, and they realize that in the meantime. I do love this adaptation. By the way, on the stream, Squid's words and... yeah, they're swapped. They're swapped. Look at that trading level 1 back and forth. I told
Once again, he hits the 5-stack. That's
guys
twice
love
now.
to just beat on each other.
But it's also, like you're saying, twice now. The level 1, he gets that 5-stack, forces the lane to go his way. But last time, we actually saw this fall apart for him, and he ended up losing that. Ouchiness trying to stand there and win the auto attack trade, but it didn't quite go in his way.
But this is what I was talking about. Oh, this is an all-in. Maybe? Maybe?
He doesn't have Ignite, so he is going to force him out.
What I wanted to mention, though, was the adaptation that they had on Sparks Plugs. They knew that the Ziggs and the Lulu was going to try to shove in that lane. They didn't leash. They told Amumu, start the Raptor camp. You can do the Raptor camp perfectly fine. We won't leash you. We want to be in that lane level 1. And they started shoving it as early as the wave came in. And it managed to be so that they could not really lose because of the advantageous wave clear available to Squid's wards. And so they managed to keep the farm pretty much equalized. They're not going to get punished for it. Oh, he even managed to get the... Yeah, he knows how to kind of play Mordekaiser. He managed to get the cannon creep with his W. I don't know, I'm just a little surprised that he actually plays it.
I don't know how this lane is supposed to go, but it doesn't look like it's... What was that?
I told you. Okay, the way the W works is if you have those two together, the two circles, when they converge onto each other, you really, really don't want to be in between them when they pop, because that's going to be a ton of damage in your face. And he fell for it. He managed to... Oh my god, that was amazing. He baited with the Mordekaiser. He baited the low HP.
But he's about to go down. It doesn't matter. The fear comes in, the bite comes out, and there goes a kill right back into Squidward's hands. Spark goes down.
Right, with no assist though for the Darius. But what I was talking about, he baited that in. He knew he was low HP, but he depended on his passive to give him the necessary tankiness, along with the burst he'd get from W and Q at the same time. Oh, he's going to get punished for this TP coming back in.
Is he though? Is he though? Is he though?
Oh, Warwick is coming up.
Oh, the flash! So clutch. Storm Raiders plus the flash keeps Horseman alive for now. We see Amumu. He's in the bottom lane. He's sneaking through. There's no ward to see this. Bandage Toss doesn't connect. Gets the flash anyway.
This is the kind of aggression and the action I wanted to see from this game. People popping off across the map. Summoners being burned.
And to be fair, who
not in this game.
Who would have expected this Mordekaiser damage? Because in all honesty, he's almost never played. This is the second time I've ever seen him played ever. Huge engage in the ball lane. Ouchies loses out on that trade super hard. But really, who expects Mordekaiser? But we see a gank coming in. Corrin's working his way down. Preemptive flash from Ouchies.
This I love. Because even though you might initially say, okay, why are they flashing here? They're not dead. What's going on? And you can definitely criticize them for getting in positions like that.
Corrin's on the run, actually. A stun could be coming in. Does land the stun. Ouchie should go down here. The flash in. Gets the kill. Coder takes it first, though.
Guarantee you, nobody in this game is going to be holding on to summoners. They're going to use every single one. We saw that from the Ziggs already. We saw it from the Bard. The top lane too. Everyone is going to use their summoners. They're going to utilize everything they possibly can. Back to the interaction. You don't want to be in between those circles, because not only do they heal Mordekaiser, they will hurt like hell. And in the melee matchup, he's most likely going to be maxing that first. But what the problem is Darius's E is a little counterintuitive. Because when he manages to bring in the Mordekaiser, if he's smart, is going to be marking one of the minions next to him too. And so that means Darius is going to be literally bringing in Mordekaiser's strongest ability into melee range to give him the free trade. That's what's so great about this counter pick. I love it.
It's only going to get worse too, because it already looks like we're going to be getting a first item Rylai's. You know, has the amp tone, has the... Yeah, that's fair. I would expect...
Most likely Rylai's though.
Ooh, speed boost coming in. Oh, level 6 already! Infinite Duress goes in. The pull comes in. He's turning this 1v2.
Oh, no.
There is no level 6 for the Darius, but the fear is enough. Rusty picking up his second kill of the game. Oh, amazing.
He's not level 6. He's not going to win. Oh my god, the Thunderlord's damage.
You were saying?
I misspoke.
Oh, what is that? No flash in, but Leona's forced to flash out, takes the exhaust, does survive, however.
How much damage was that?
A lot.
From the Amumu?
A lot.
That's, yeah, a lot.
Probably like 250. I'd say like 250. I would
definitely say that was a lot of damage. In fact, maybe tons of damage.
I wouldn't say tons of damage.
It all depends on your definition of ton. If you mean 2,000 pounds of damage, that's a little harder to measure.
He is just a little kid dressed up in bandages.
Is he a little kid? I thought mummies were like hundreds of years old.
Well, a mummy is after death.
Right.
Whereas a little kid would be before death.
Wait, so is he actually... I don't know. I don't read Amumu lore. Is he actually a kid?
He was.
Or is he a squid?
He was an orphan. Little squiddy orphan. Alright, so... I actually don't know what's going on anymore. We see Amumu taking the blue buff for himself, and he doesn't need it, because if you farm with the Incinerate, you get your mana back, and you don't really have to worry about it. And it looks like Raven's man is just going to continue pushing into Horseman's tower. And I'm curious if Rusty's going to make a return up top, has the Infinite Dress available as well. Horseman now has his ultimate ready too. So it wouldn't be unheard of to see a gank come top.
The best thing is, with that build, you still don't know if it's a Rylai's or Leandri's. Not until you see the Haunting guys or the Rylai's actually come down do you know for sure which item it's supposed to be.
I think at this point you can pretty hard guess, because the 850 would have been enough to complete it into the mask, which would have been pretty clutch, because that gives you penetration along with, you know, bonus HP. But that's just mental preparation. We see a gank coming in. Bandage Toss connects into the Curse of the Sad Mummy, into the stun from the Bard. Amazing picks up one, Lux picks up another one, and just decimating that bottom lane.
I can tell you that is no volley bear. Very well ganked. They managed to get the double kill, don't burn any summoners in return. They're not even level 6 yet on the Bard. He just now got his Tempered Fate.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, this is an all-in.
This is spicy. I think Horseman could still win this. Here comes Rusty. That's going to guarantee it. Infinite Dress still available. Not even going to need it. Just walks up for the auto attack. They do trade for the Ocean Drake, however. So take that as you will. The Squidwards kind of need this First Blood Tower to make that overly worth.
Despite looking at this at face value, what's very interesting is that everything that's being done here is also being traded. These teams definitely are utilizing a lot more communication than the game beforehand. We can see that they realize, alright, there's a 3-man in the bottom lane. They're probably getting the Drake right now. Let's get top side. Let's
Tempered
get this
Fate
kill.
Missed. There was a Tempered Fate throw in that mid lane that didn't connect. And Leona's going to take this control ward.
Trades back and forth. Minor, however they be. The Bard in the mid lane. Push up and try and take a little bit of vision back.
So
I'm actually wondering, I'm curious, is this Lulu maxing her Q first? She is! So they really are sticking to this whole paradigm of constantly wave clearing the bot lane, and, going to be a pause. They're wave clearing the bot lane constantly, and they want the Lulu Q to be maxed first to keep up with that. You make sure that that wave is constantly being cleared. Although we can see it's not exactly working too well considering the huge CS deficit that's happening right now, but that's equalized just as much in the mid lane too. Almost exactly, really. Well, we swap around a couple numbers.
So I don't know what the pause for this is.
It was specifically for the Amumu. Amazing's having a little bit of lag.
But we do get the ready ups, so we will be heading right back into the action. As if nothing was missed, but a stun onto Iris is going to be able to hop away with the demolition charge. And they can just push this lane aggressively, because while Iris has the wave clear, excuse me, too much water. While the wave clear is there, there's just enough wave clear coming out of the Lucian Bard that they can't truly get onto this tower, and the Ocean Drake backing up all these aggressive pushes means that Ouchie isn't losing out on too much. Should be able to get the stun. It does land. We do pan away, but Horseman now force low. No flash available. Infinite Duress is going to seal the deal. Rusty's picking up another kill to his name. That makes 4.
Meanwhile, that is both summoners burned for the Ziggs and that all in, and the Tempered Fate is still available to try and catch him out now. The Hugify was also used by the Lulu, so there's really not going to be much peel besides this exhaust that's still remaining for the bottom lane. But it looks like in return...
Oh, the flash Tibbers
man.
stun does connect. Banish Toss doesn't. The flash came out in time. Tibbers is a little slow. Corn's on a ward.
He's going to walk right into this Rift Herald take.
Oh, TP coming in. This is sketchy.
Are we going to see a Rift Herald get stolen for the second time this series?
Amazing wants the kills. Does get the Banish Toss. Flash Curse of the Sad Mummy.
Ambitious.
He's all by himself. Tempered Fate does land on the Rusty. His stun's going to come in onto Rusty. That is it. Coder Chick picking up a kill.
Flash.
Here comes the stun. Not going to land. Unleashed Power takes the kill. Corrin trades 1 for 1. Rift Herald goes back to sleep. But that should be it. I don't think... They are going to ping the Rift Herald. And with Corrin and Horseman having to go back, that should be a good deal. Culling's available for Lux, so this tower should be relatively safe.
Yeah, they're going to be backing off. Ziggs is completely out of mana. I don't know if he has enough for the Nomicon yet. Nope, still 100 off. Uh-oh, and now they're all in the top lane.
Didn't have multiple circles, though. Ravens now gets the 5-stack, takes tons of damage. His team doesn't seem to want to help him. The stun doesn't connect, and Rift Herald has to be abandoned.
Because the Rift Herald was there, though, he did guarantee he wouldn't die to the bleed. He got a nice little heal off of it. He might have actually died. Now that I'm looking at it again, he might have just died straight up to the bleed if he had not managed to get that Rift Herald there.
Friendly Rift Herald. What were they calling it on the EU LCS today? Harriet, I believe?
I still refer to him as Herald, even though I know it's a she. But
Harriet and Herald are the same. They're like the equivalency of H terrible names. So it makes sense. Blue buff
what's
being
wrong with
picked up.
Herald?
What do you mean, what's wrong with Herald?
How's that a terrible name? Herald
Name
sounds like a
one-
nice old man that gives people free stuff. in
Name
garage
one-
sales.
Name one prolific character ever named Herald. Like in the history of media.
Oh, we got a gank in the bottom lane.
Big
nice
stun actually going to come in. Wild Growth coming in. Culling's available. This might be a kill. Flash in. Polymorph does come through. Lux picks up the 1 kill. Infinite Duress lands on 2 ouchies. But Leona is just tanking so much damage. Lux picks up the double kill. Will be going down. Tempered Fate keeps Corrin out of the fray. But stunned is in. Rusty can keep going. Horseman's just eating so much damage even with that Hex Drinker first item.
Trading back and forth. That TP was stopped by the Mordekaiser. There was a TP initially being
stun
up.
into death. Corrin goes down. Unleashed Power still in his back pocket. Raven, I don't think you want to tower dive, but maybe I'm not you. Does tank tower damage. There's the axe to the dome. Horseman picks up the solo kill.
And we can see Darius is doing everything correctly. One of the problems with this specific Mordekaiser pick is that he picked it with an AP jungler and mid laner, and also a magic damage support as well. That's not going to be as much of a problem, but it's something to consider. With all this magic damage, it's very easy for Darius to decide to build what he built. He built Murktread's first item, gives him mobility, he doesn't have to stay in those circles, built the Hex Drinker, then the Spectre's Cow going to be finishing Visage. That's a ton of magic resist that Mordekaiser is going to have to go through, and it's starting to look like maybe that Leandri's would have been a better buy, because with all this magic resist he has to tear through first. It's going to be very hard to break through it initially.
It's also going to be really hard for Lucian to do anything due to his short range. We see a gank into the bottom lane. Polymorph comes in. Wang is just kind of going for it. Does get the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and boom, that is a lot of damage. Killing Spree coming out for amazing. Does pick up the kill. Ouchie's still going for it, but he's kind of all by himself. Gets polymorphed. And I want to go back to the Herald port. Chat's kind of right. So we got Herald is the dad from Iron Fist, which he was a terrible father. No, there was no good father figure in that movie. I am sorry. But then Harold and Kumar is probably the closest you're going to get to a prolific character named Harold. Although he started the first movie off pretty lame.
Are you dissing Harold and Kumar right now?
No. I am saying that the character Harold started the movie as a wet blanket.
Do we need to shut off the stream?
Wet
You wanna go on?
blanket, LoveDi.
You want to take
Wet
this in
blanket.
the trash talk thread? Oh,
Doesn't
boy,
matter.
we're being caught
Wing
out.
Wang is
Tempered
getting
Fate.
engaged upon. Tempered Fate. How does that not land on to Warwick? That's a little questionable.
Can't be disabled.
Ah, questionable to say the least. Amazing's trying to get one, but he can't. And it's a shutdown coming in. That's a 3 for 0. What just happened?
Clown just happened. Oh, but in the meantime, Mordekaiser's going for that push in the bottom lane with the Drake. Manages to go down right as he hits the tower.
Now he's on the run. Iris could chase him down. Gets the knockback in, lands the bouncing bomb. There's so much damage. Minefield isn't going to connect. Lost vision of him, though. Just barely getting that tower, or not tower, getting that ward. Rift Herald dies. Lucian's all by himself in the top lane. Infinite Duress is available.
Oh boy. They're going to be going for it, almost definitely. Yep, there they are.
Yeah, Warwick had the move speed increase. Infinite Duress does connect outside of tower range too. Apprehend is enough. That's a kill. Rusty on a killing spree. Once again, 7, 2, and 0. Monster.
I gotta say, amidst all of this clown fiesting that's been going on, Rusty has been fantastic with his movements and rotations throughout this game. He's managed to really heavily punish the aggression that Mordekaiser's had. Now he manages to be in the perfect spot to go for a dive. Lucian trying to solo farm on his own. Uh-oh. Looks like bottom lane's in a little bit of trouble. Syndra's roaming down right now. Is there a blast going there?
Super Mega Inferno Bomb is available. Didn't decide to go for it. Syndra's doing what she can.
Looks like they're just going to rotate down, try to take this bottom tower as quickly as possible.
This would be the final outer turret and allow them to start making rotations to start picking up those tier 2 towers and maybe even from there go for the base. Wow, what is this Bard Q? It's so
He's just
mind-numbingly...
really good at throwing those Qs, man.
You can be the best Bard player in the world, read Afromu, and your Q still will not make sense. It warps time and space.
Somebody hasn't passed their quantum physics class. Cosmic bindings, man, you just gotta trigonometry and then do the geometry and then calculate a few lines and all of a sudden you've stunned 2 people.
That's Vel'Koz, sir.
Oh, we got a TP in the bottom lane. 4 people coming right now.
TP
Lucian's
coming
in
in deep. Lux is for sure
boy.
dead. Glitterlance doesn't connect. TP coming in from the Mordekaiser. Lux eats a full Unleash the Power. Tempered Fate not going to connect onto anybody. Raven, what are you doing? You cannot fly like the crow! Rusty, though, gets stunned up, eats the Wild Growth, and now Spark Plugs are on the run.
And we're starting to see a little bit more punish coming in. Rod of Ages for the mid lane Annie, and then the Essence Reaver build for the Lucian once again. They don't have the time to keep scaling up, especially with the way that collapse was. Very nice movement, very calculated. They knew what they wanted to do. They had the deep wards placed.
Rusty has the Infinite Dress available. Leona in the bottom lane pushing it aggressively. Ooh, Amazing's caught kind of a little bit. Ouchies, though, might be in a bit of trouble. See, like, that should have stunned him, but it didn't.
Well, right now he's just trying to delay them, but they know that they're going to get pushed in multiple lanes. Annie is not going to be able to make it to the mid lane in time.
See, like, that should not have stunned, but it doesn't matter. Ouchies is dead. Infinite Dress still available. Mid priority turns out it's pretty useful, and Squid's wards are taking full advantage of it. Huge Curse of the Sad. Mommy gets 1, gets 2. 2 men go down. Lux is on the chase, but Warwick's able to run out, and the bottom lane forced to run as well, and they keep the tower alive.
The 2 do wind up going down. The rest of the team is going to be backing away.
Oh, what are you doing? Amazing! Why are you there?
He's trying to keep him there. Still got the flash. He wants to go and he wants to flash body sauce. Oh, he's going for it!
Oh, it connects onto Rusty. Wild Growth comes in. Super Mega Inferno Bomb lands on 2. The heal barely keeps Mordekaiser alive. Rusty is surviving by the skin of his chin. Finally gets shut down. Mordekaiser picks up his 2nd kill of the game.
That aggression, my goodness. Whenever you see either team approaching and you think in your head, I wonder if they're going to go in, the answer is yes. They're always going to be going in.
There is no reason to not go in, right? Oh, what is that damage?
Goodbye.
That's typical Syndra for you.
Bet you if he had a Black Cleaver, he would have lived. I mean, yeah, that's just a very nice outplay by the Syndra.
Just throwing shade at both of them in the same sentence. Because yes, a Black...
He should have just dodged all that unlimited potential.
Potential all over his face is what just happened. But no, a Black Cleaver definitely would have kept him alive there. It just stopped building Essence Reaver.
Oh
Huge.
My god, he's stuck on his ghost.
He got stuck on his ghost, which means Raven's in a bit of trouble.
Mordekaiser bugs.
Super Mega Inferno Bomb not gonna pick up the kill, but now Amazing's knocked back into the team. Doesn't get the stun, gets a 4-man Curse of the Sad Mummy. Tempered Fate lands on the 2. Leona is in danger of dying here. Heal comes in, keeps her alive, and now the Infinite Duress continues the battle. Ouchie's on the run, tunnels back one way, but tunnel. Gets knocked back into the team. Huge Timbers keeps him alive. Iris finally gets to kill, but now Horseman is gonna go down in the 1v1 Lux. And what is happening? The Earth Drake is being started up. It is an Earth. I think I said that twice, but my brain is just, it's not working anymore.
Honestly, after they get this Drake, I think Squid's words are going to be trying to mount an attempt on the Baron.
I heard the gears turning. I'm like, he's making a mountain joke. I know he's making a mountain joke. And then he just goes, yes.
I knew that somebody got in a lot of, not a lot of heat, but they were made fun of for saying Earth instead of Mountain Drake yesterday. Forgot exactly who it was. I don't know, people get really particular when it's names for stuff like that for whatever reason.
Unless it's Cloud Drake. If it's Cloud Drake, nobody cares about you.
Oh yeah, the Wind Drake, the Air Drake, right.
No, because EU casters, I was watching LCS yesterday, and every single EU caster calls it the Clown Drake. Every single time.
Well, I mean, when you only have one Cloud Drake, you may as well have nothing at all anyway. The result is just so unnoticeable.
Ooh, stun not gonna connect onto Ouchies, but the infinite power, kinda hard to miss. Unleashed power, kinda hard to miss. It seems like it's infinite power sometimes. And now, Rusty goes in, misses the infinite to rest, gets stunned up into the wall. They're on the run, Culling coming out, Wild Growth comes in, there goes the scatter, the weak stun, connects. Tibbers gets thrown back just like a dirty towel. Now Corn's actually caught out. Why does that Bandage Toss not connect? It looked like it should have. Scatter of the Weak not gonna connect. Ravens, man, now kind of caught out. Protovelt's away. That's something I missed he had. But stun goes back in. Polymorph can't get the Curse of the Sad Mummy. There it is. He's so far away from his team, though. What are you doing, Amazing? Ravens, man, gets grabbed back in. Fifth comes in. There goes the Super Mega Inferno Bomb. There is not enough health on Spark Plugs. Apprehend comes in. Fifth damage goes down. Axe comes down. Double kill over to Horseman. He's continuing in the fight. Corn flashes into the tunnel. Unleashed powers back already. Triple kill for Horseman.
Half a minute ago.
Somehow Horseman gets that kill, not Corrin, but he'll take it for a triple kill. This inhibitor's gonna go down. Timers are not in Sparkplug's favor, but they should back off after this. Amazing is alive. They need to actually kill the inhibitor, please.
So after a one-team fight, very dominantly, mind you, they do manage to get the mid inhibitor. They now have control over whatever side of the jungle they want. They're going to be pushing up the top lane now. Bottom lane, let's take a peek right there, is pushing in the favor of Sparks Plugs. Very nice buildup of a wave, going to be pushing very hard soon enough, so I expect somebody to be catching that wave. Soon?
And
Maybe?
we can see Sparkplugs walking through this top half here, trying to get some vision on the Baron, trying to make sure they're not doing it. But they just walked over so many wards. They walked over like 4 wards. They finally find the control ward. But things are dangerous because there's 2 Banshee's Veil now onto the AP carries of Squidwards. And that's going to be difficult because you can't Tempered Fate them. You can't Bandage Toss them. You can't Curse of the Sad Mummy them from afar.
I want to tell you right now, unless somebody catches that bot wave... Oh, they noticed. Alright, they're sending the Darius for it. Good. He's got the teleport available as well. He is going to be able to stop this wave from pushing in any farther and start a wave of his own. All they have to do is just delay. Really.
Ooh,
okay, well they can kill him.
That's... You can't really delay that. Unleash Power coming out once again. Corrin showing those mean button pressing skills. Tibbers goes down. Stun comes in. Rusty's still alive. Gets the Wild Growth living forever. Super Mega Inferno Bomb lands onto all 4 members. Rusty finally goes down. Tibbers gets thrown back into the team. But Corrin gets stunned up. The Scout of the Week doesn't connect. Corrin is going to go down eventually. There it is. Shut down for Ouchies. But Darius is on the Nexus. Darius is on the Nexus towers. They need to stop the backs. He gets 1 tower. Iris is stopping these backs as best he can. Lux is saying not healthy. The second Nexus tower goes down. Horseman's on the Nexus.
Oh,
Amazing
no,
can't get to him. Raven's trying to get in there. Flash from Amazing, trying to do everything he can. Horseman gets the heal. He gets Children of the Grave. Hexdrinker pops. He gets the heal. He's winning this damage fight. Now it's a 1v2.5. He gets the axe down. Gets the kill. Amazing is the only man standing between him and losing. Amazing gets the axe.
No.
That's a double kill. That is going to be very quickly. Oh, what is happening? The axe comes in. It's not enough to kill Ouchies. And Sparkplugs finally made it back to the base. What?
That's an open Nexus now. They're taking the top inhibitor tower as well. Holy cow. They actually had to run all the way back. The recalls kept getting stopped. They had to run all the way from Baron back to their base. I don't even know what Mordekaiser's building. Is he building a Triforce? Why is he building a Triforce?
Yeah, I was gonna say Phage only builds into Black Cleaver and Trinity Force.
Why? Why did you decide you're 2 and 10, dude? Why did you decide to build a Triforce?
You're 2 and 10. Let's build the most expensive item in the game.
That's not even that great on Mordekaiser anymore. Oh no! Here I thought he knew what he was doing on Mord.
So Doom and Gloom, toil and trouble. Things are getting hairy for Sparkplugs. And Infernal Drake is going over to Squid's wards, who is already winning in the damage department. So now the Baron dance is on. Will Sparkplugs find the fight they need, or will Squidwards crash down on that Nexus? Find out next week on Ascension eSports Elder League.
Wait, what?
Just cut the stream right there. Just end it.
just pan to the side. Play ending music, weep music.
What? Do the Cowboy Bebop to be continued?
Or no, not to be continued. That's JoJo.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't actually watched either of those, so I was just guessing.
JoJo. You got your memes mixed up, but it's alright.
Alright, so Baron Vision is wholly in the side of Squidwards right now, and while Sparkplugs are very close by, things could get hairy pretty quickly. And it looks like they're going to go right now.
Engage.
Lux is getting the worse for wear. Super Mega Inferno Bomb not going to land onto him, but the engage is in. Rusty's on the back line, gets a 2-man fear. Chains of War in the background. Amazing's doing everything he can, but it isn't enough. He goes down. The axe comes down twice. Triple kill for the Darius. That is an ace for Squidwards, and that is the game, set, and match. Squidwards are going to take game 3 and be your Week 4 Elder League victors.
Alright. They're just going to be finishing up the game now. They managed to get the engage they wanted. Tempered Fate was not enough to stop enough people. They originally thought they had the engage, but these Banshee's Veils turned out to be way too effective. Both Syndra and Ziggs were not caught out from the initial engage. They just get chased down, and they get destroyed. And it turns out the Mordekaiser is not numero uno.
No, not even really numero anything. Ended 2-11, just got camped into oblivion, and we can take off that last kind of build path because up until then, when it actually mattered, he was building correctly, and it looked like it was going to end up working out fairly well for him, and he had a couple strong plays in the early game. But when it came to team fights, that Darius did so much work.
Yeah, and in the end, they wind up winning with a slightly more traditional composition. Syndra managed to put in a lot of work as well, a lot of playmaking ability, definitely the burst, catching out people, ulting them, hitting them with the outplay button, just really strong.
I mean, yeah,
the bottom lane matchup didn't work out exactly like I thought it would. I definitely expected them to have a better advantage in that lane, but we could see that the Lucian Bard combo was just as strong this game as it was last game. They just couldn't get rolling nearly as much against the rest of the team.
And once again, we see the extremely questionable crit Lucian coming out. While he did do the most damage on his team, you could see that once Warwick and Darius started building tank stats, there simply wasn't anything that Lucian could do time and time again. They just straight up walked in and killed him. And, you know, looking across the rift, we have Darius at 26k. We have Syndra at 27k damage. You know, their team was online and putting in damage, and nobody could really stand up to that.
Yeah. In the end, though, we got an entertaining series out of it. A lot of picks we weren't expecting, and definitely a lot of fun overall.
Yeah, definitely an insane series to cast. I'm definitely not going to be able to talk tomorrow, so it's going to be interesting. Because I personally will not be here for Phoenix League, unfortunately. But hopefully whoever LoveDi gets to cast with will be just as entertaining. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's all we got for you guys tonight. I know this was a long best of 3 series, kind of. Almost 3 hours long. But thank you everybody for who tuned in. This was Ascension eSports Elder League. So once again, thank you everyone for watching. I'm Doctor, being joined as always by LoveDi.
Have a good night, everyone.
And we will catch you next time. If you want to be involved, hit up Ascension eSports on Twitter, Reddit, and Discord. We have the 3 League of Legends leagues. We will also be starting a PUBG league, so keep your eyes out for that. But for the 3rd time now, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
We clear.